Excuse me. One way to start the morning, already getting choked up. Goodness. I guess I swallowed my coffee the wrong way. Ugh. There we go. Good morning. Let's adjust this. There we go. Well, it doesn't matter how hard I try, it always seems to be a challenge to still, at the moment at least, kind of get ready and get everything done, and then also try to get things lined up for the day while still trying to use this camera, which is also my phone, to get caught up on whatever relevant news and all that fun stuff in the morning get ready session. So, but nonetheless, here we are. We only crashed once this morning on the startup of OBS on the day. So that's 2 days in a row, though. It seems to me that we've been able to get everything connected, and then it crashes. Have to start over again. So we'll get there. We'll get there. As of right now, though, we're still going to try to make sure that we're getting on around 8, and then popping off around 11, if not earlier, depending on what's going on for the day. So at any rate, John Thetford, T6 Design, good morning. Hope everybody's doing well. Today is day 4 officially of our 90-day challenge. And for those of you that don't know, there's already been obstacles and challenges in the first couple days. Namely, the software keep on crashing. The idea is to hop on and live stream daily, from at least 30 minutes to 3 hours, depending on what's going on, especially while we're starting out. So my wife Misha joins me whenever she can. She is the what is the proper word? She's Superwoman, I guess. She makes sure that boys go to all their doctor's appointments and gets to where they need to go during school. So she will not be joining us. I think right now, if it's safe to say, first thing in the morning. I guarantee you right now she's upstairs getting ready to come and bless us with her presence. But nonetheless, we're going to get started. Idea, like I said, 30 minutes to 3 hours a day, and just go live, kind of be a part of the hang sesh, if you will, explain what we're doing throughout the day and kind of learn together, if you will. So yesterday, let me pull up my notes. As a matter of fact, I tried to wise up a little bit last night, and let's see here, use my phone to type in some notes from kind of what we learned yesterday when we were messing around with stuff, so I don't forget. And then also kind of some things that are coming up ahead. So give me 1 second. Is it this one? Yes. Let me gotta move some screens around here. Boom, boom, boom. And then we're in here. That thing is killer. Okay, so what I'm going to show you is some free software that I've used a few times in the past, or a lot during the past, not a few times, but a lot. Let me go to screen. And then we'll go here. So yes, I'm going to try to get in the habit too of taking some notes. So this is called Asana. Excuse me. And just kind of figure out a way that we can kind of keep tabs and show visually kind of what we're doing and what's been completed. And then also just whatever various notes that pop up along the way. Excuse me. So with that being said, right here, we got price analysis. I did, I think 2 days ago, show what our kind of initial investment is, or was. Good Lord, trying to update a busted phone and it's going berserk. I was going to try to use this as the camera if it works, but obviously you can't see the screen because it's busted up. But if it works through the software that I'm using and I can utilize my phone throughout the day, then great. At any rate, side distraction there, sorry. I showed a price analysis though, a rough one of how we're setting up our our initial investment was for materials, and then also kind of what we're going to charge per minute for the runtime. And I don't have like the man hours to assemble, and then also majority of our shipping costs put together, but we did complete that. And then also I didn't really have the opportunity to have the camera set up, and then also go through and Sorry, I am distracted. Oh, you're at the bus stop. Good morning. Cool. Love you. Tell Caden have a good day. She's at the bus stop with our son. One of them. At any rate, so where was I at? Okay, I apologize. Back on track. But yeah, so we need to do the shipping kind of cost, and I do have. Oh, it's right here. So we have some of these already on hand. I wasn't trying to spend a bunch of money getting things if we already have materials and such to kind of get this one product going. So at day 4, we have had 0 sales on the ducks, right? Have been starting to drum up interest already, which is exciting. And as we move forward too, we're trying to find that format of adding different color variations, different products, so on and so forth as well. So that way we can post them to, what do you call it? Etsy. And I just was able to do, as a matter of fact, I think right here, we can do this. I did, figured this out this morning. So I do still need to work on our DBA filing. And of course the state website is rather interesting to try to navigate through. So I'm going to keep that over here. But the one thing I'm curious about is I did send in our official form. So our surname company is Urban Chameleon Signs Printing and More. We decided to go ahead and rebrand to T6 Design Co. Just one. The latter is all a word full. Urban Chameleon is awesome, but it's also really complicated to kind of show. Like originally the thought was to show everything that we can do and whatever that encompasses that, but kind of got to the belief that one, it is kind of one wordy, and then two, you know, we didn't really put a lot of research into it, and a lot of people don't know how to spell chameleon, and it is what it is. So even myself, I have to go chameleon. Okay, yeah, I got it. That's fine. But at any rate, T6 Design Co. kind of came to life just out of that. And then also, as far as the rebrand is concerned for renaming our company, originally it started out for like just kind of hobby deal. And I wanted to focus solely on doing kind of hobby craft things, if you will, with our laser. And after really kind of thinking about it, we really want to go ahead and just start running our full business under that name. So to the folks that might be with the state trying to figure it out. All right. We'll get it taken care of. Good thing is we're not in a position right now. We're not pulling any revenue, hardly, where, you know, thousands and thousands of dollars that would need to be ran through. But I do know our structure is going to be through Urban Chameleon. So we'll get that figured out hopefully later on this afternoon. Probably whenever I'm off a live stream, because I don't want you guys to be riddled with a bunch of cuss words and also seeing potentially my personal business information. But at any rate, so we still got that to do. In progress. Yesterday, I put on here, we completed most of the sign. Let me grab it real quick. Oh. Let me grab a few things real fast. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Boom. Okay, so which camera am I on? I thought I picked the other one, but so here is the sign that we're working on for Miss Ariana. We still need to mount the mounting plates, the wall plates. So, and that is these right here. To the sign itself, and then get it packaged. So this is one layer, and then this is our keyhole layer, so that way you get about the perfect alignment every single time. So this will stand off the wall, and then you'll be able to hang your ribbon awards from them. We had the opportunity to do one for this gentleman's son, so thank you for allowing us to do both of them for your kids. Really appreciate that. And then we also did one for one of our boys who's got a bajillion medals, which kind of sparked the interest in doing this. Full disclaimer, this is a file that was able to be purchased from Home Style Creations, if I remember correctly. And at some point in time when I can remember, I will post that link in the descriptions and all that fun stuff as well. So for those of you that are also in the laser ing business and it's something that interests you, that file is available through their company. Awesome group of folks, and awesome designs too. So it really helps find some inspiration. And hello, Facebook. Don't use that monitor. See, this is why we don't drag around important things. I'm just kidding. But anyways, yeah, good folks over there. So we finished that up. And then also for those who have not seen, this is kind of what we're working on too. I know we're on the tiny screen, but here's our keychain ducks, and the material is acrylic, and we got a handful of different colors. You can also check out any of our social media sites. I will be doing my best to make sure that we have at least the photos of everything on let's see here, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or not Twitter, X, whatever it's called now, and then whatever else that we're on too, I can't remember. And then moving forward, we'll also be getting these things listed to our website and so on and so forth as well. So we do have those items done. So yesterday I began trying to figure out our Etsy listing, and then also taking some product photos, which I was going to share with you guys as well. But yeah, so it's amazing to me at how many things it takes to do just like one product, right? At least in my mind, unless I am missing something here, like the amount of work that goes through for 1 to 2 people to make something that is tangible, right? You know, so a tangible product, and then go to the mindset of not only the design, but also the artistic process, if you will, of trying to do even the product photography or anything, like, you know, just whatever. Like, how do you tell the story for the product? What is it that you're trying to do? How do you price a product with your actual production cost, your labor cost, your material cost, so on and so forth? Man, it is unbelievable. I was going to pull up these pictures that I was able to do yesterday, though. Share those with y'all. Yeah, so let me open this guy and close this guy, and then we're gonna go here. I'm changing my camera. There we go. Okay, so here, or actually I wonder too, hold on one second. That's one of the photos, but I'm gonna do a preview screen so I can flip through them all. So here's one of the photos that I was able to take yesterday, and the thought was like, oh, of course everybody's got keys, and the idea of this is to be on a key ring. So how do we show kind of that lifestyle photo to grab attention and get people engaged, right? As far as you see the product, like, oh, that's kind of interesting, that's a good photo, blah 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 blah. Now I don't know if this is a good photo, right? Some people would say that it is. Some people will say that it's not. And frankly, at this moment, I don't really care as far as like, is it grabbing? No, I think so for the most part. Yeah. No, I mean, we get the point across to see and making sure that the product is in focus, and then we kind of have a nice warm, like inviting tone to it. But the other deal is like, okay, well now, is it artistic enough? I don't know. Am I overthinking all this? Probably. But I just wanted to show kind of what it looks like in a real life setting, right? That was my thought. So same photo, there we go. But then now we have a little bit of kind of a flashy flair to it, a little retro vibe, if you will. And I posted a poll yesterday, I believe, on Facebook, on our business page, trying to get a vote of what people liked. And so far, I believe, if I remember correctly, seeing this morning, that this one is number 1 out of a handful of folks that we had vote. So thank you guys. We really appreciate the interaction. I'll be probably doing some more too. So as I build out this whole deal. So these photos, by the way, will be used to post on social media and for our marketing, and then also just in the listing deals for like on Etsy or whatever. I want something that kind of shows or that's inviting, as opposed to just like, hey, we have a white background with this product, so come and buy it, you know. Here's another photo, kind of the same artistic flair. And then let's see here, we got this guy kind of changing up the view a little bit. Same with that. And then, yeah. So this is that picture, but cropped in and with that same tone. So the one thing that I didn't share yesterday on any post or anything, and I do believe I shared a couple with my family in the family text. So straight up preview for those of y'all that are watching on our stream today. Here we go. Now, I don't know if these photos are good or not. You'll have to let me know. Give us a comment, or sit there and go to the site and give a thumbs up or vote on those ones too that are posted. But we got this guy. I'm just going to thumb through these real fast. Now, unfortunately, I'm not using the software in post-processing that I would like to. I believe it said yesterday that it costs $600 to pay for Adobe Suite for the year, and we don't have that in our account right now. So capital small, and I'm using the software called on one photo room, I believe is what it's called, that I'd bought years and years ago. Oh yeah, on one photo raw, still really good software, but man, I got so used to using like Lightroom and Photoshop that I have to relearn how to use this. So it is what it is. But yeah, here are the rest of those photos. And then I started began taking pictures of this sports sign as well too. So kind of messing with some different lighting, different background. I want it to be kind of moody, and this one definitely kind of pops out too. So now I have no idea what I'm talking about. I am just a regular dumb human average being. I know a thing or two, but I'm not an expert in, especially the photography world, or let alone just doing product photography. But we own a Jeep, so the thought was like, let's show some in the Jeep. I intend to grab a little light and then show the keys in the ignition, right? So again, trying to show real life settings for this stuff, and then also I'm gonna put my kids to work because we can clip some stuff to their backpacks and what have you as well. So, but yep. So able to accomplish a good chunk of things yesterday, and as usual, it's just hard. You have a laundry list of things that you want to get accomplished for the day, and then unfortunately, it never fails. Like something ends up taking you much longer than what you had initially thought it would or intended for it to, and then you're instead of being able to accomplish the 20 things that you wanted to do, you can only accomplish 3, 4, maybe 5. So. But it is what it is. And excuse me 1 second, I'm going to try to finish. There was an update on here. So I want to see if we can get it loaded up and then maybe try to get it into OBS without it freaking out. So I'll show you what I'm doing. I had already created this scene, right? Which is behind my face. And then I made a source category. So let's see if it even pops up in here. Nothing's popping up. Well, apparently you cannot do this during or while you're streaming. So I guess I'll have to come back to it and see if we can't add the device. But yeah, at any rate, you would add. So I created the source, and then you have to tell it where that source is. And then with the particular source being plugged into the computer, or in this case, like my phone, can be physically plugged in, or now, which is really freaking badass, is the continuity function from Apple, like in their environment. It's called Continuity Cam for the phone, which is cool. But it'll sync up automatically to your computer. And then if you see here, I can come up. Of course, it's going to pop up on the other screen. There we go. So I can sit here. Obviously, this is what's on the screen right now. And then I could tell it what to look for, like in my FaceTime camera, which is not on the screen at the moment. Or I could tell it to like provide these different functions for what's on my phone. So if I turn this on, for example, it'll start following me around and being kind of weird. So learning some things, then you can also change up your f-stop and your kind of lighting situation with that. But nonetheless, I just saw last night too that this continuity cam will work with FaceTime on your Apple TV. So if you have that, I guess we need to set ours up in order to do that. But I was chatting with my buddy last night. I was like, what's this? We'll figure that out. But yeah, so even that part, right? We're still learning how to use all the softwares, do the streaming, hook up devices, so on and so forth. It's not really that exciting, but it is a kind of a necessary evil, which brings me to point two. I need to add in my social media stuff because we need to, what is going on here? I need to spend a day or so trying to schedule social media posts, and so I've been using Canva to build some things from that, and that's also a great software for as far as like straight up what do you call it, like having templates, so you're not like physically, I mean, it's mentally draining doing everything, so sometimes I just got like a complete block, and then see something, get a little bit inspired, like, oh, I can change this up, do that, whatever. So that's been a great resource. Where did it go? I'm trying to look for the software. Here we go. We're gonna add in here social. But yeah, I need to add a bunch of work to, or do a bunch of work rather, to build out, you know, the next few weeks on just regular posts, and then I will be challenging myself with yet another thing, and as well as Misha too, like just daily, you know, getting little tidbits of what's kind of going on throughout the day, offering kind of different pieces on different pieces or different platforms, to try to build, you know, a little bit of a different perspective, if you will, but daily just kind of be in the life of, if you will. Like today, I think yesterday, as a matter of fact, I was like, dude, my desk is a mess. It's hard to keep a clean workspace when you got a bajillion things going on. However, I do try to do my best. But it's like, you know, the struggle is real, you know, and it's always a good thing to be productive and busy and maybe not be able to keep that clean workspace, but we definitely still need to be able to come through and just be able to number one, see the desk, and then number two, you know, be able to work. So but yeah, as far as today is concerned, I haven't really thought out a whole lot on what we're actually going to produce. I would like to start building some more of my back end things on what do you call it, Etsy, and we'll figure out that TikTok shop. So really the goal is by end of day tomorrow, have at least the opportunity to have one listing available, and then we'll have to go through and figure out the structure on our link tree page, our landing page. So that way you can hit the Etsy logo, for example, and it'll take you directly to that product, right? And then we'll need to figure out our pricing and all that stuff as well. So yesterday, Misha and I were sitting here trying to figure out, like, how do we add our color variations, for example. It's kind of a similar process on, so we were using Square for our actual website. We're using the free version right now. Just to try to figure out, like, is it worth using, number one. But number two, like, I don't know, it's all interesting. They're all a little bit different. So the process of building a product listing on the website is different as it is opposed to doing it on Etsy. So we're trying to figure it out. But yeah, so we want to do that, try to have that listing by tomorrow, end of day, with our color options, color variations, and then figure out the social media aspects, provide direct links, maybe a possible QR code for that, and then also start showing off some of our whatever we're going to use for our marketing photos, and start building some different social media things. So one idea that we have is we want to go out and pass out a few of these ducks locally, and then bless some of our friends that have helped support us, who are also fellow Jeepers as well, with hopefully we have enough that we can do this, but some similar color variations that are appropriate for their Jeeps. And if we don't do it with these, we also have an idea to do a name tag of their particular rig. So be looking forward for that. And then let's see here. So that might actually be something that we try to put on the schedule for next week, is try to cut out a couple names depending on what colors I have remaining. So that, or Misha might have twisted my wrist yesterday. We might have to order just a little bit more acrylic so we can try to do a couple more ideas and bring those to life. I'm actually a little sad that it doesn't seem like a lot of money, but it also seems like a lot of money when you don't have money, or you're trying to challenge yourself to not spend that, right? Depending on your situation. But I'm trying to stay within the budget for sure. So I'm like, man, we have all these great ideas. But one thing too that I will be putting in our structure is maybe once a week we'll try to do like a challenge project, if you will, or something that's not kind of a steadfast mainstay product. And we have a ton of stuff that I can show off as well. So plan on doing that. Which I guess I could show this right here. One of the experiments that I did before we really started kind of diving into this, excuse me. Let me go back to the better camera because I think the FaceTime camera is a little bit blurry. Now where's it at? Right, chill. Okay. So experimenting, and this is also in the picture too. Shout out to my buddy Sloan for providing me with bottles, popping bottles. So we took this bottle as an interesting shape, right? There's not really a good way to keep it on a flat surface unless you're going to do one surface like such. But I wanted to see if I can use different lenses, different product, and get really good detail with the odd shape. So where's our focus on the laser? Which laser head are we using? So on and so forth. And by no means am I an SME on all things like different heights, different measurements for your focus range and all that stuff. I'm just more or less like, did this work or did it not? So what I ended up doing is I believe I used what's our 4-inch lens, which is a long one. And then on this side, you can see that it's darker than this side, right? So on this side, I use a product called Ceramark, which is mucho dinero. However, it on stainless and glass, which are two products that typically, well, number one on glass, like I can't, it's kind of hard to see this part without a liquid in there, right? So I'll have to try to find that proper lighting stance. Now the engraving itself looks hella good, so can't complain about that. But in all times, obviously the darker on here would look good, unless if you have like a super dark brown, like whiskey or rum or something like that, black rum. So, but I want to offer some products that are in line with doing some glasswork, both on whiskey or different bottles like this, whiskey, wine bottles. I've done a couple of wine bottles, so on and so forth in the past as well. But we want to offer a variation on that, and then also like glassware. So your highballs, shot glasses, so on and so forth. So in order to do that, we got to experiment, right? But so far, this is working out pretty decent. There's still a little bit of tweaking to do, and then also with the shape itself, I was able to find like, hey, I could find a good focal length where we're in focus for sure here, and then whatever that variance is here, you know, some mathing, right? So this is like a 3 or 2 millimeter in focus, and then it goes to like 6 millimeter out of focus. And I know it might be hard to see, but even on the small guy right here in the corner, like I still got some pretty good detail. I'm actually really impressed. And I don't remember off the top of my head what the settings are, which is another aspect to this, but yeah, we want to offer different products for sure. And in order to do that and feel comfortable with it, we're going to have to familiarize ourselves not only with the process, but also like what are the steps needed, what's the power needed, so on and so forth. So pretty excited about that. And then I guess I could show behind me 2 things that are available right now, at least for me to grab. I have all the projects. So as you can see, let me make sure I'm not going to hit the tripod. As you can see behind me, we are in Oklahoma. Misha and I both went to Oklahoma State, so go Pokes. But for ourselves, I wanted to build a cornhole set for a while now. Me and my buddy helped build one when we were much younger, and built him a set for when we were living together as roommates. And I never got around to doing a set, so I was able to do that just for ourselves. So we got Pistol Pete and a pistols firing design. With the limited size of bed that I have inside my laser, so it's a 24-inch by 15-inch engraving area. It's actually slightly smaller than that. I had to size the designs to fit inside of that area, and there's a secret to me being able to put that big of a board and get that type of engraving with the style lens that I have right now, to make it work. It's rather interesting. But one thing I want to find out is the laser's got a pass through on it, right? But the laser heads that I have, if I want a thicker material, 1/4 inch or more, really, it's the laser heads are too big, and I can't use that pass through. So I don't know if there's like shorter ones that I can get with a good focal range on it. So that's some research that I need to do, because if that's the case, then I can send that whole board through my entire laser and then do a laser design on the full thing, which would be freaking sweet. And I would really love to challenge myself to do that. So maybe one of these days we can, but I think on average that's about a 30-minute. I think it was about 30 minutes to do both of those designs at that size. So it's overall not too bad. And then yeah, pistols firing. And then for another in line with pew pews, I worked on this guy. So I would like to start offering some ammo cans, sourcing those, and then also getting these. So we did one for a family member last year. I want to do some with some standard designs and then offer some customizing options for, you know, military folks, our local PD folks, or you know, whoever, anybody that likes to have some fun. How about that? But yeah, just some ideas and capabilities of what we can do. I definitely want to start showing off a little bit more of what we can and cannot do in our own, you know, not only capabilities but also in knowledge, right? So as we grow, like, we can see like, holy crap, this is one of the products that we offered and it looks very rudimentary as opposed to what we're doing now. And then also, you know, what products are selling well for us locally or online, and then what are not, so that way we kind of know, like, all right, well, this is doing well for this area this time of year, or it's not, whatever, so we can cut ties. So hopefully we'll have more successes than not with all that. We'll see. So now I'm just kind of curious. I don't understand how the social medias and all that stuff too are working right now. As a matter of fact, I just saw, so here's a tangent as well. What I'm finding out, and maybe somebody out there knows the angle or the area of like finding success in this, but trying to get a mass reach out, and obviously I know starting out, like, you cannot just create an account of whatever and automatically have thousands or hundreds or hell, even 20 people following you, which that's something I can show too. But at any rate, I don't understand how in the hell, like, you're supposed to meet the requirements for each platform, doing 10 different steps or whatever, on top of making your actual content, trying to build relationships, like real relationships with people that are not only physically around you, but what I'm going to start dubbing as our internet friends, right? Like, I like to have and see like content like that's exciting, that's engaging, or, you know, I'm on the complete opposite end of like, this is knowledgeable, like, you know, this step-by-step stuff, or even the humdrum. Like, I enjoy watching these folks whenever I can anyways, like, just go straight up do a yard transformation, right? And, you know, on all these different things, you got music, different stuff that you can use, different tags that you can use, stickers, blah 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 blah. Like, it's a lot, right? And then the hashtags too, like, I don't get it. What is trending, what's not? How do you go viral? Not that I'm trying to go viral or anything like that, because frankly I don't care. It would be awesome if something caught on, but I don't need it to be like, I'm not trying to be like everybody else, whatever, or however, rather, like, I don't understand how all this stuff happens. And then yesterday, TikTok's like, hey, we're not signing a music deal, which is part of the reason the platform has been successful, in my opinion, is having good music selection so people can do all their dances or build like the sweet little I love you videos, or even on that build on, you know, there's been times, no lie, where Misha and I have both been on just a break or whatever, or relaxing in the evening. And then next thing you know, I'm looking over and she's tearing up, like, what's going on? And it's a dog video that has a really sad song to it or whatever, but it's really touching, you know, like, oh my gosh. Or, you know, seeing the reality of people losing loved ones or whatever, you know, like, the music is also very much a part of life. But then, like, now you can't use trending audios or even have those memories on your TikToks or on your Instas or whatever. It's very, very annoying and frustrating. One, trying to run a business, let alone like figure out how do you use all these tools that are at our disposal. But then we're gonna come out and change the whole gambit on you, change all the rules. Like, it's ridiculous. So what I've learned already in the last couple days on that too is like, it doesn't matter what your knowledge is, and maybe it's safe to say like maybe you just go straight up streaming, no audio, no nothing on whatever platform that you're using, and try to offer value just through your words, right? Or like what you're doing in action. Like, today I'm going to play cornhole. Hopefully somebody enjoys watching cornhole, and no music, no nothing's that way. If somebody does find that really intriguing, you have a very small possibility of your content being muted or being completely deleted, because obviously the world changes, which again, I also understand, but it's just annoying. Why can't we all just be people? Like, what happened to the days of having a VCR? And if I wanted to watch Frasier or something like that, you can go record it and then come back and watch it later, right? But yet, unless you have a digital DVR, like, those options aren't out there anymore. And I get it, people are reselling content and all that stuff too, but it's no different than me turning on the radio or the TV and watching something or listening to something later. I don't get it. Ugh, annoying. Okay, I'm done. Apologize. Good Lord. I think I need some more coffee. This crap is cold. I hope everybody's doing good though. Today I see that there's possibly 3 people supposedly watching. If you're people, I know one of them. She's pretty hot. If you're people that are interested in tangents this morning, you've come to the right place. No, bro. What's up, Uncle Phil? I don't need no decaf coffee. Sure as hell wouldn't get through the day. All right, well, so today, let's see here. I need to work on changing up some design stuff, I think. And then we're going to work on some more product photography. Thanks for listening to John's TED Talk. Or how about John's John Talk? Because I ain't Ted. Yeah, so I think today I'm going to work on some product photography as far as maybe trying to find some more lifestyle type of opportunities, and then also doing the standard kind of background photos. And I think there's a couple of options that we can do on that. Is either take the photos with the standard background somewhere and then load it into, I believe Canva has a background removal tool. But I think the hard part is trying to find, unless if it'll work really well with this brown, for example, the desk that I have, I think it would be pretty hard to pull out all the background from that and then just put in whatever color or whatever. So we might end up we have this, I don't know what you call it, like big old photo box thing that I have to set up on the table. But I think it's a good 4 foot by 4 foot by 4 foot square, and it's got some lights in it or whatever. And you have, I think it's got 4 color options actually. So like a beige or khaki color, blue, green, and black. So we might set that up today and toy around with those photos. Oh, one thing I did learn yesterday too is, so I'll show you. Yesterday we experimented with, where is my, I'll show you the playlist. So Spotify is something that we use frequently in our home, or just streaming music, right? So we have our liked songs, which we're not going to play because I'm trying to stay in good habits of not getting copyright strikes or anything like that. But I learned, let's see here. Yesterday, while Misha and I were on, we were playing this playlist just on quick little research. Not saying it's thorough by any means. Obviously says NCS, like, so no copyright for your music. Okay, cool. You would think, or one would think, that this entire playlist that these folks curate, which is freaking awesome in my opinion, because now it gives me the opportunity per se. Now, I don't know if all the music on here is something that you like or if it's something that I like, and frankly, I don't care. I just like to have something in the background. And while we're streaming, for example, I can't sit here and play all the different songs or genres that I like. And, it is what it is. But I like to have some background noise. So, but you would think that this music on here that says copyright free music would be something that, as somebody starting out or even tenured trying to do something like this, should be able to go to and play without getting anything written or copyright stricken on them or muted or whatever. So that is another thing that we learned yesterday. Just be aware. As of right now, let's see if I can pull it up too. On our Facebook stream, the bit that I was able to watch, which is like 2 seconds while I was using the restroom, so TMI, but just letting you know, that's the reality. It had muted a good portion of our video just because the songs on are apparently not aligned with Facebook or whatever, which is good to know. So, and that was the whole idea of getting behind or getting on there to try to see what happens. And then as far as I know too, I can't find it on Facebook, but maybe I can show it on here. YouTube Studio. Yeah, that's what I want. Okay, so let me pull this over here. I do know, like with our intro, for example, on all of our live streams, that I'm trying to just stick to a simple format, keep it engaging, or keep it consistent as well. We get a copyright deal on, here we go, pretty much all of our lives to this point, right? And most of it is, I believe it's the intro song and the outro, right? But it says no impact on our streams, blah, 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 blah. So, which is good. Now, I don't know if that's really factual or not. And yes, at some point in time, to be transparent, like we would like to use this channel and use it as another source of income, right? So I just want to make sure that, whatever those opportunities are. And I didn't know that on Facebook, you apparently have the possibility or opportunity to get monetized on that as well. Now, I also personally do not want to inundate all of our content as we move forward with a bunch of ads or anything like that. So that way we can generate that added income. But at some point in time, like if we're putting in, my thought is if we're putting in all the work and we can grow our content, grow our community, the extra income, if you will, from that it's obviously going to be reinvested into the business and might go towards like better equipment. Like I should not necessarily have to be using my cell phone as my best camera throughout the day, right? And then also on top of that, ideally I wouldn't be moving my phone from this position to go to the laser or come over, yeah, thumbs up, or go over to our at the moment workstation, right? Like it would be nice if we can afford equipment that could be stationary and we just gotta, hit a button or whatever. So, little stuff like that. But, I find it hard that unless somebody knows something about, in that realm of things too, that I have not had the opportunity to come across yet. Like there's not a streaming platform per se that I can just play background music all day long, where it's something that the audience can listen to as well, kind of break up the monotony of the talking, or even at that, if we're doing a task throughout the day, being able to, just work, kind of enjoy not having to talk, getting the task done, so on and so forth. So I don't know, somebody has a direction on that, let me know, because I would be really curious to figure that out. Because ideally, yeah, if we can monetize from multiple platforms, then great. Then, and if not, then we'll just have to sit here and do like the old days where there's no audio. We'll just mute the whole damn video, it'll be fine. Okay, so one thing too, which is kind of cool, we're figuring this out as we go as well. Our analytics, we have apparently 8 subscribers to our channel, so thank you guys. I think it's awesome that for literally just going at almost a full week of putting on live stream, I will say almost 3 days, 2 days I think is where we're at, but tomorrow will be 3 days of being able to actually live stream on Facebook and on YouTube. 8 people is not a bad deal. Now I've been trying to make these short videos and then figure out how all these analytics work and all that fun stuff too. So And then also, you know, what is trending on the hashtag front, what's working on YouTube, what's working on TikTok, I don't know, but trying to composite all that together, figure out, you know, what our back end looks like. So this is what it looks like: 1.4 views so far, and I guess this shows from November of 23. So all time, yeah, November 9th, there we go. 4.3 watch hours. So it's kind of interesting to see. And then these are the videos that, stop it, the shorts anyways, that have the most views. And then let's go here, content. So I think it's kind of interesting that it shows, you know, you do get all this data, and obviously only doing this a short amount of time. I don't know how quickly it does the live updates, or how necessarily this all comes to be. So I know majority of this, though, obviously shorts, our live streams, we're not really captivating an audience yet. And that's on us, right? We're starting out. We don't have a full production. We don't have a full line out or anything like that, but you know, we got to start somewhere. So why not? But it's interesting. I don't know what the impressions are, so I haven't had an opportunity to check that out. But anyways, it is kind of curious, or it is kind of interesting how it all works out. And I'm curious to see, you know, long term, like what these numbers are going to look like. And just like anything else, I think the more time and effort that you put into it, it'll also grow with your knowledge. So that is kind of cool. So now I'm kind of curious though. Let's go. Actually, let me look this up. I'm trying to find a way, and we'll just do this for right now, because I want to find a way that we can put into like maybe our weekly or our monthly, like not only our challenges, like daily challenges or whatever, but also like we can just kind of show how we're growing our own community week by week or month by month, right? So yeah, here we go. Let me bring this over here. So on our Facebook business page, we have grown to 115 followers. So that's freaking awesome, man. I didn't even know that, like, I literally had, you know, 3 people interested in stuff, let alone 115, right? And I do feel like this number can easily grow. And so really just big shout out to our friends and our family. I know that's a lot of you guys right now. And frankly, that speaks a lot to just the people that are around us, that have, you know, just kind of heard about it, right? I did all this stuff, with the intentions of like just kind of keeping it, like I said, as a hobby deal and building it out, kind of do some A/B testing. But Misha sat here and like blasted out on everything too. So shout out to her for helping build this community. But even more importantly, you know, I'm curious about this number too. So how do I go? I guess we just need to go back. I don't know how to make this thing disappear. Oh, there we go. Figured that out. We have already started to see a tremendous amount of, yeah, looky here, feedback. So we stated in a couple of our communities that we wanted to do this 90-day challenge, and just the initial feedback too was amazing off of that, and folks saying that, hey, you know, I want to start this, I want to do this. And initially we were just going to make not just our own internal like 90-day challenge, like this is our progress report type of thing. But then I got to thinking about it, like, man, not only could we use this as an area opportunity to like show or hold ourselves accountable, right? But also to show like this is where we're at, this is where our wins are, this is where our kind of losses are, or areas of opportunity to learn and or change, right? But we also want to be kind of people that not only take from the community, if you're willing to share good information with us, do our due diligence to be able to take that and run with it, implement so on and so forth. But we also want to be providers of that, right? We hope to fill your cup as well. So I was chatting to Mish a few nights ago, just baffled by the amount of feedback that we got, and decided that we would make our own 90-day challenge page, but not to do just us, right? We want to sit here and build that community internally, just to encourage one another and see where you're at. And I'm sorry if I'm putting your personal things on blast, but I think this is amazing, right? The folks that have already jumped in here, and we're at 46 members. Did that literally just change while we're streaming? If so, that's freaking awesome. But even just that, like, right, the amount of engagement is pretty awesome. So I am ready to see how all this grows. some of the things that we're involved with. And yes, I enjoy Pat McAfee. So if you don't like him, I don't care. Either way, we're trying to learn, trying to grow, and I think that'll be really cool. And I might need to come up with a different way to show that, because I don't know. I doubt that everybody wants to be like, hey, I saw my stuff on your stream and I don't like that. So, and I apologize. That was just a quick little run. But at any rate, I want to be fully transparent as best as possible and show kind of what our, like I said, what our wins, what our losses are, so on and so forth. And that's one of those things. Like, the community that we're already at is freaking amazing. Feel blessed to be a part of that. And I hope that we just get to grow together and grow stronger as well. So, all right, well, enough of me bantering on. I've really got to figure out what we're gonna do with our lives today. So, I guess I could take the risk and start that stream of music while I'm trying to figure out how we're going to get set up for the day. If you have watched up to this point, I really appreciate you guys hopping on, being engaging, or at least putting eyeballs on it. Uncle Phil, if you're still watching, no decaf. I definitely need some good coffee though to keep going. At any rate, appreciate you guys. I don't know what to do with my hands. I'm gonna figure this phone thing out too, I think. So, you know what? Maybe today we cut this live short, so that way I can do some computer nerd stuff for the moment, and then we might pop back on. Because I think I have to have the software closed in order to what do you call it? Import that, yeah. So, and then we'll try to figure out what we can do project wise or whatever too. So be on the lookout. Might hop on a little bit later. If not, we will definitely more than likely see y'all tomorrow. I can't wait to give y'all an update for tomorrow as far as our first week. Some solid wins, some solid losses, but we will start getting into this groove together. So, all right, well, on that note, I am Audi 3000. Bye.